Alright, in this 58 JavaScript work, we are going to see how to create before and after image slider. As you see, as I mouse move over the container, you can see the before and after effect. As I mouse move on the container on left and right, you can see the sliding effect. So we are going to create this with the help of HTML, CSS and JavaScript. In case if you want to learn more of the JavaScript work, as it is the 58th work, we have almost 50 plus videos on JavaScript, including games. I'll leave the link of this playlist in the description along with the source code which I have created it for the before and after slider. Fine, now let's see how to create this. So to start, we need some two images. So let me show you the file structure. We have two images and HTML file, CSS file and JavaScript file. So let me create the HTML, CSS and JavaScript file on the same folder. Now as I said, to follow along, I'll leave the images and the source code in the description so that you can follow along. Fine, now let's create the HTML. Control N, Control S and save it as demo.html. Control N, Control S, demo.css, Control N, Control S, demo.js. Now we need to link the CSS file and the JavaScript file to the HTML. So exclamatory tab, let's link the style sheet which is demo.css. Let's link the script tag, script.js. Now for the HTML we need container. Inside the container we need to create another two container before, and it should have image which is before.jpg, and let's give the class as before. As it is not needed, we'll just skip this. Now copy the same thing and use this for after, and the image name is also after, and then we need an empty div with class slider. Now let me show you how does this look on the browser. Copy the URL. Now we have renamed the file as demo.html. So this is how it looks. So let's start creating it. First and foremost thing, I want the background color, so let's remove the default margin and padding 0, margin 0. So as you see on the top and left there is a margin and it is removed. Now we need to get into body, and I want the background color to be #111, which is black, and then whatever is there inside the body I want it to be at the center. So for that, display flex, align items center, justify content center, width as 100% and height as 100%. Now you see it's at the center. Now we have a container. Let's choose that container. And let's give the width as 600 pixel, and let's give the height as 300 pixel, and then position relative. Why relative? Because this container again has two container which holds images. I want it to be on one top of the other, so pick that two container. Now before and after, position absolute, left 0, top 0, refresh it. So this is how it looks. Now I think align item center, justify content center, height, viewport height. Now it's at the center of the screen. Now what we can do is we need to give the same height and width as we have given to the container, and let's get the image. Since we have only one, this is a demo, I can directly access the image. Let me give the height and width to this the same, and then let's give the object fit contain, sorry, object cover. Cool. Now as you see, it's at the center. So let me make this box sizing border box. Now let's try to remove this and check. Yes, it's still taking the space. Cool. Now it's at the center. Now what we can do is, now let me try to minimize the width of just the after. We don't need this, we just need, instead of 600, let's make this 300, and let's add overflow hidden. This overflow hidden plays a huge role. If you don't add overflow hidden, it will not work. Cool. Now let's fix the slider. Let's have the background color as white, and width, let this be 10%, and position, I'm giving position relative because with the help of JavaScript we are going to use the left and right. So just give the left as 50%. Now it won't work because you haven't given the height first. 100%. Background color, width, height, position relative. Let's check the spelling. Yeah. Now we got it. Control Shift R. I think it is taking the style. Actually it's demo.js. Cool. Now as you see, so this is the CSS part. The CSS part is done. One thing is we have to give pointer event as none. I'll show you why I have given pointer event. Now let's get into the JavaScript. We are going to call the element of the HTML in the JavaScript with the help of query selector. Document dot query selector. The first we are going to call the class slider. Let me store this to a variable, and then we need to call the after container. Then let's pick the container after. As it's a JavaScript, we need to use the camel case for the name. We'll follow that. Now when I mouse move on the container dot add event listener, and it's going to be mouse move, and I am going to create a function called move slider. Let's create a function and pass the e. So this e will hold all the mouse move related events So let me show you. Console.log e, refresh it. Let's get into the inspect. So once I mouse move over, there's a problem on the add event listener. It's the spelling mistake. Now if I mouse move on the element, sorry, on the container, you can see we got the e. So this e holds many details about the mouse move event. So we can see offset x, offset y, and we just need only the layer x. So let's pick the layer x, e dot layer x. So what it means is, you can see this is, it will start from 0 and it will end on 600. Why 600? Because I have given the width 600. Cool. Now since we got the mouse move position starting from left to right, so we can give this to the slider width. Slider dot style dot left. Now if you hover it, then we need to make this concatenated with string pixel, then it would work. Now you can see it is coming along with the mouse. Now the same way we have to give this to the container. The only thing is we need to make this width. As you know, overflow hidden is going to work. Now you got this. Before and after slider is working perfectly as we thought. Now if you don't use pointer event, you'll see the glitch. Let's make this pointer even none. Now it won't, refresh it, it won't cause any effect. Cool, that's all for this video. Thank you so much for listening.